Welcome to a New Human Podcast. This show is a place where we find out who we truly are and what we strive to be. Listen as we unravel current history and make our way to a new beginning. I am your host, Justin Klein. We're talking about podcasting right now.
Yeah.
And how we're learning, and what's important and what's not important.
Sure.
And
It's literally the art of talking.
Yeah.
With other people.
Really?
While keeping in mind, we're just trying to figure out the balance between, okay, on one hand, we want to make sure J-Dog and I feel connected and just good and alive with each other.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, we're like, but there is cameras. And there's other
Mhm.
people that we kind of want to take in mind too, who might want to hear something specific, or maybe they want to hear more stories and
Right.
less you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're not actually here, so it's really impossible to know.
Right. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it, and I don't think people understand that. But with doing this, what happens is you become a better listener,
Sure.
a better observer, and a better just overall talker.
Hell yeah.
We were talking about the ums and yeah, you feel me? Like all these that we say, those filler words that we don't recognize that's actually happening in the moment. Because I feel like for me, why I would say that is I wanted to make sure you had my undivided attention.
Sure.
So when I'm saying yeah or this,
It's almost, you're
Ye-
reassuring me.
yeah,
That, hey, I'm with you.
Yes, I'm with you.
That's beautiful. Dude, we're just fucking stroking each other.
This is great.
Okay, so are you saying that you want to do that less, or you just want to
Yeah, I
be more
wanna
mindful of it?
be mindful of it.
Sure.
And not cutting people off when we're talking. But then we were just talking about a mutual friend of ours. He's a very, very detailed storyteller. And he'll go, what would be a normal 1 minute story for me and you would be a 10-minute story for this guy.
Yeah.
But it's so detailed. I mean, it's like you're there.
It's like you're swimming through mud.
Yeah, you're just there.
And yeah.
And so when he's doing that, and for all our listeners out there, when somebody is telling that story, it's hard not to, because you get excited, you have a million stories going in your head based on their story.
Sure.
Because we're all living in this different reality. Like my eyes are different than your eyes, and what I perceive and you perceive are completely different.
Right.
So we want to build something together.
Yeah, dude.
And that's where it's like, well, if you just shut up and let you talk and I just observe and listen, but then 10 minutes later, I just lost 50 different stories. I mean,
Yeah.
I had 50 movies going on,
Right.
and they're gone now.
And you're officially, and then
Yeah.
in that moment, dude, they've done all the work of building. You haven't had that sense of we're doing this together.
Yeah.
Which is literally, that is I love those words, the way you frame that.
Mhm.
Let's do this together. Because that's just connection in a moment.
Right. And that's why we're doing this.
Yeah.
It's like the energy, the fun. By the way, everybody, this is the New Human Podcast.
Nice.
And that's the quick introduction. Like
Yeah.
we gotta do that. What's that called? Like the hook.
Sure.
We're giving our listeners the hook, and now we're going into introductions with my dear friend Opie, Blake Thomas.
Can we name our intentions?
Mhm.
Okay. With this podcast, right? Our intentions with this podcast, I really did just want to come here and talk with you and have fun and fuck around with my homie J-Dog. And play. I'm feeling super playful and bright right now. So we'll see what happens.
That's the intentions.
Yeah, dude. Connection.
Yeah, connection. Mutual. I was thinking about it the last couple days. Normally with my guests, I do a lot of homework and kind of get a script or itinerary of where we want to go. But what's unique about today is I'm like, where am I gonna go? I mean, you know what? Let's just conversate.
Yeah.
See what comes up and where we go,
Right.
and kind of wing it. And I think, that's some of the most beautiful podcasts out there. Is not so much stage. I mean, we need to know stories, but we got your story already.
Right.
Now we're just two kids having some fun right now.
Yeah, dude.
Playing.
So are you? Yes, playing around, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So did you go hunting this year? Shotgun?
I did not. I went muzzleloader, early season muzzle I don't go shotgun, I go muzzleloader.
Oh, right.
But I went and bro, I was on my way down to South to go hunting with my or Chelsea's dad, and I left at like 3 in the morning, and all of a sudden, I'm just leaving my house, and a white albino buck
Nuh-uh.
crosses the road in front of me here, and I'm like, "Woo, that was cool."
Dude, what?
Anyways, yeah, a white buck, and they're around this area.
Okay.
I've seen them before,
Oh, okay.
but a white buck is, like, very spiritual and divine and, like, you can't shoot them, you know?
Sure.
But it was a message for me.
Mm,
So, go down south, go hunting, like, first 5 minutes I'm out sitting on the ground. It's like well, it was like a four-pointer because half its rat got busted off from in a fight,
oh, shit.
and he's, like, 10 yards from me. Coulda
Yeah.
shot him. I'm like, "No, I'm gonna leave him," but it's not I'm communicating with the deer at this point.
Mm,
You know, and I'm like, "Eh." I moved different location. I look behind me again, like, the deer were all over me, man. This other deer, there's
oh,
another 7-point buck that was, like, 10 feet behind me sniffing me. I mean, I coulda grabbed my knife and stabbed him in the
what the
jugular.
fuck?
Dude, I know, but it was because of this white buck I think I had seen, and I was like it was like I was a deer and they weren't scared of me
Mm,
or didn't think of me as a predator or hunter. Um, so it was a
that'd make it
real
hard to shoot
it
them.
would. That's what I couldn't because I was sharing these moments with these creatures,
Yeah.
and it was like I was a deer, and they were around me for, like, 5 minutes at least. It
Mm,
wasn't like, quick, like, in and out. They're like, we're enjoying a moment together.
sure.
So I'm like,
And
"No,
that's, like, good enough.
I'm not
Nice.
hunting." I mean, yes, technically I'm hunting, but I'm
Right.
just out sharing, you know my dreams with the creatures of the woods,
Oh, yeah.
and it started with that white buck.
Nice. Okay, so you just ended up connecting in a totally different way than you thought you would with the
Yeah,
animal. Like, you thought, "Okay, there's gonna be blood,
yeah,
there's gonna be a loud bang, and I'm gonna have more meat in the
yeah,
freezer."
yeah,
But it just went a different direction.
it did.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's like I passed up a deer for
mm,
the like, really similar reasons this year. I mean, I ended up shooting 2, like, later, a couple
yeah,
days later. But, yeah, the first day I went out, there was, like, a really sweet doe that was just, like, within 10 yards from my tree stand,
yeah,
and I had several easy shots on her, like, broadside, and I, like, didn't take them because I was like, "I don't know, I just kinda don't feel like shooting this animal right now, like, this is just really cute, and she seems really sweet, and I just, like, don't wanna do it right now."
mhm,
Um, and it's a subtle thing,
mhm.
but I'm glad it sounds like we both picked up on a similar thing.
Yeah,
And
I
we're like,
think
"No."
more hunters are being mindful, um kinda like the Native American way is the route I'm even going a little bit more is like, I mean, I remember when I first started hunting, I was like into guns and bow and arrow. I got a bow and arrow first. And I was like, this is so cool. I can't wait to shoot something.
Yeah.
And then as you just keep going and maturing and spending more time out in the woods and seeing like the squirrels and the red cardinals and,
Mm,
a bobcat I had down there too, I had seen and it's amazing to see all those animals, and I have a different respect now.
yeah,
It's just a deeper love I
sure.
have for animals right now,
Right.
but not to say I'm never gonna shoot one. Because even Emmett, I took him hunting this year, and we didn't see anything, and he went with me once, and there was a little 7-point buck I coulda shot, and he's like, I'm gonna let him walk." "What you doing, Dad?" I'm like, "Buddy, we have meat in the freezer, and this isn't right." Dad just goes out there and plays with his deer friends. He doesn't
Oh
even
my
shoot
god.
anything.
Yeah.
I'm just like, "Oh, buddy."
Dude, right.
You know?
Yeah. There's really not a right or wrong way to do it. Like, I've also been, like, gun ho literally gun ho about,
Yeah,
like, I wanna shoot this gun. I wanna, like, knock down an animal, dude,
yeah.
and feel what that and, like, feel the high from that.
But it's different. It is, it's such a high, though, you remember?
Sure.
Like, you shoot an animal, you see the animal first, your adrenaline
Oh,
instantly
dude.
spikes, especially, the
Oh,
whole buck fever thing here in Iowa.
sure.
That's a real
There's
thing.
huge there's
This huge testosterone of this just majestical creature just like, I mean, you can see the freaking heat coming off of him, just
Dude,
steaming,
hell
and
yeah.
you're sitting here like, "Oh god,"
Yeah, dude,
you know?
bro.
And then you make the shot, especially bow hunting, dude, is so
That's primitive as
hard.
fuck, right.
But when you make that shot and you hit and then it spikes its back legs up, you see some blood on the ground, you get excited, you're like, oh my god." You're still shaking 45
Oh, yeah,
seconds to a minute after you shoot the animal,
right.
and then it's like, okay, now you gather your thoughts. You're calm, you
Mm,
sit, you wait for that animal, you give time to it for it to go down properly, to
sure.
recover it,
Yeah.
and then the journey begins,
Mm,
where you're going out and finding the animal. Hopefully, if you've hunted long enough, unfortunately, there is mistakes that happen
sure.
where you shoot an animal,
Or like gut
you
shot,
well,
too?
you don't kill, I mean, yes, you probably killed it, but you can't recover it. I've had that happen to me a couple
Oh,
times where it was downpouring rain, you find the blood trail,
mm,
so you shoot the animal, you go on the blood trail, find it, hopefully it leads to your reward,
right.
while you're out there doing it, but in some cases, you have elements in the way. You have a stick from a tree that your arrow caught just funny, so it nicked and grazed the animal.
Right, and didn't,
Or
like
yeah, it didn't hit it where you needed to hit the vitals.
right.
Or in my case, once it was downpouring and I hit a little bit farther back on his lungs than I wanted to, but I thought it was a definite kill. Um, and we went to go track it. I grabbed my father-in-law and it just started downpouring like crazy
Mm,
and windy, and like it wasn't a lot of blood. I mean, there was enough blood we were tracking, but the blood just started disappearing. So we made ways and
damn.
could not find it. And when you cannot find an animal or recover it, it's one of the most heartbreaking, wrenching things. I mean, I was bawling, dude.
Dude,
I was like in tears, crying, and I'm like, "I'm never hunting again. Like, I can't believe this happened." You
is
know,
it guilt? Do you think like yeah,
yeah, because I took a
same.
shot at something that like, think of a dog running across the road and breaking its leg and suffering in the ditch and not dead because
Yeah,
it wasn't a, quick death. I mean, I
right.
think even us dying,
Oh,
dude, would you rather, have somebody drown you or put you in a fire or a bullet to the head and be done?
right.
Like, I think I mean, when we see people suffering, you cannot help but, like, just feel so sorry for it, and even it makes you're feeling what
You
that animal is feeling.
mm,
I'm calling us an animal, by
sure.
the way,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, I refer to humans as animals too.
Yeah, but on the flip side, okay, you
Dude,
get your deer, now what? You gut them,
oh, right.
and then what?
Freezer.
Do you skin
But,
yours
yeah, we skin them and then quarter them and
and then
take
bring
back
them to the
straps.
locker? Or do you
Um,
process all the meat?
I mean, it kinda depends what you mean by I mean, like, some of my family members will take the meat to a locker and have them make sticks or jerky,
Yeah,
but me personally, um, I mean, I've had sticks made before, but I just this year anyways, I totally am, like, focusing on, um, just using the meat, like, yeah, making my own steaks,
right.
making, like, diced like, kinda cubing stuff up. I grabbed 3 hearts this year, because I tried a heart a couple years ago and, like, didn't like, for the first time, I didn't really, like, nail down the cooking process, um, but it's like I wanna try again because I had such a good hunt, dude, when I ended up shooting 2 deer, like, back to back. And then I also took I'm gonna try liver. You ever tried deer liver?
No.
I've heard a lot of people go like, "Dude, what are you doing
Yeah,
trying
I
to"
don't know, man.
I've had some friends who have tried it and said it's phenomenal. It's just another thing to eat. It's
Yeah.
gonna be different than, like, their meat for sure.
Right.
Dude, circling back to, like, the guilt, I had a really rich experience because it was, like, A, like, really exciting to shoot these 2 deer, and B, just, like, something happened that I totally, like, was washed over with, like, guilt and just, like, sadness. Um, so it was just, like, a couple days ago now, so it was on, like, day 3 of us being out there for 4 days, and, I was sitting at this spot where actually, like, another member in my hunting group had just killed a doe, like, literally the morning prior. It's like, it's really it's right off the edge of this, like, hunting preserve. which so the people over there on the other side of the fence, people have to like pay to hunt, but we're just like there because we know the people of the land or that own this land, right? And so literally right next to the gut pile from the other doe is family of like 4 does, just like jumps over the fence and it's just like meandering around for like 5 minutes, 5, 10 minutes. And they're on my side of the fence, so I can shoot them, but I just like wanted to watch them for a while. So I like sat with them and tried to really like visually size up, okay,
Biggest.
who's biggest here? Like
Mhm.
I'm thinking a lot about like whose kids who I see 2 young does, like I don't want to kill a mom. It's just like that's hard, dude.
Mhm.
And so finally I started to like actually like raise my gun when I could just tell like their sense of attention was starting to go back on the side of the fence where I couldn't shoot them. So I was like, okay, this is like my time. This is the one I had picked out. I'm gonna do it. I have my uncle's 12 gauge with a beautiful, like really solid scope on it. They're like 120 yards away, by the way,
Really? With a shotgun?
with a 12 gauge.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about this 12 gauge, but he was like, this is accurate. Up like it's gonna start dropping after like 200 yards. You're good.
Really?
Yeah, and that's what I'm glad I picked up that gun because my iron sighted shotgun
Yeah, there's no way.
was not gonna fucking
Yeah, at 100
clap
yards.
anything at 100 yards, right?
No.
Um, at least not in a way that's accurate and quick,
Yeah.
like both me and you value for the animal.
Mm.
And so, I pop a shot at this doe, and I couldn't tell if I hit it right off the bat because just instantly there's a huge plume of smoke. Turns out this is the first time the 12 gauge was shot in like 5 years. So I'm like, no shit, I couldn't fucking see anything after I shot this gun, dude. Seriously, I was so
Dust
surprised.
flying.
Dude, it was crazy. So the dust like flies off. And when I kind of regain my visual senses, I'm like, I've already just automatically load. It's a bolt action, 12
Oh.
gauge, super
Whoa.
straight. It's two round magazine, bolt action, 12 gauge.
Wow.
Isn't that interesting?
It is. Sounds like a rifle, not a shotgun.
It. I mean, I guess technically, what makes a rifle a
Well,
rifle?
I mean, for deer anyways, it's so your shotgun shell, like if you're going goose or turkey hunting, you have shot in a shell.
Sure,
But I think what even makes it they call shotgun rifled barrels
right. All
because they're spiraled
right.
and then there's actual bullet in the shell, versus like birds, it's just
Birdshot,
shot.
yeah.
Yeah.
Versus
So I
a
guess
bunch
I
of
don't
little
know, a
BBs.
shotgun, a rifle, maybe.
So
Yeah, it
anyway,
don't matter.
yeah, yeah.
Back to the story.
Anyway, so I like load another one into the chamber, and as I finally like get my visual awareness to track on, oh, there's my doe that I just shot because I can see it like kind of like doing this weird staggering thing, and just 10 yards away is when it like flops and it starts to just kind of like stuff. I mean, just starts to like flail as animals do, man, and
Mm.
like I started to see that, and then of course this just felt like it drove a stake like even deeper into my heart was one of the younger deer, like, walked around and stopped and just, like, looked at the mom. Or whatever
Mm.
maybe the mom, I can't really tell if
Right, or friend, sister, whatever.
well, no yeah, regardless of what the relationship is, it is a relationship that I
Mm.
could tell was, like, present. And I watched this, like, smaller deer, or not necessarily smaller, but I just watched this other deer, like, look at its amigo, whatever it is, man, and, like, stomp and just, like, reared up, and I literally out loud said, "Oh, no," because I could just feel, like, whatever was coming up for me, dude. And, I it, like, kinda trotted off, and it was one of the good sized does too. So I
Mm.
just, like, impulsively was just like, "I'm just gonna shoot this one too." And as soon that one just dropped,
Mhm.
and as soon as I, set the gun down, just, like, looked out of the blind, and I could just see their 2 bodies just, like, 10 yards apart, I was just like I just started weeping. I just
Mm.
felt this huge rush of, like, oh my god, that really sucked, and that
Mhm.
I said out loud, I was like, "This really sucks."
Mm.
Just having to have seen, that deer, like, stomping at its friend that was, like, obviously
Gone.
suffering or
Yeah,
yeah.
because you're feeling what the deer's feeling. I mean,
Dude
imagine your brother or mom or dad getting picked off, and
dude,
you're
right.
just standing there like,
Oh,
yeah.
I have s right, like, I don't know if I would frame it as I'm feeling what the deer's I mean, maybe I am, dude, like, I definitely felt hopeless. I was like, I know what it fucking feels like to stand by while somebody that you care about is, like, actively in pain and you can't do a single fucking thing about it and you don't understand it, you're confused. I like I just yeah, I
Yeah.
know what that fucking feels like, and it fucking struck me, dude. It was so, so profound.
You were relating dude, that's what I was saying, like, talking to deer when I
Mm,
was. And no different than, like, you're now dove into that deer's soul, and you're feeling maybe not the one you just shot, but the one that's
the
looking at the
witness,
one
yeah.
that's laying there, and you're just like, "Oh god, what have I done?"
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
brother.
Continue on, then what emotions arose?
So, I like thank you for asking.
Yeah.
This is feels like a good story to share, man. This
Oh,
is, like,
yeah.
so raw. Um, so I'm, like, ugly crying, walking out to these 2 little bodies, and uh, I'm just, like, I'm so present. I remember just being so in my body, like, hearing the crunch of the snow and seeing oh my god, this sucked. I remember noticing as I walked up to the deer that was closest to me, which was the second one that I shot, um, that had just, like, dropped. I remember, like, as I walked up close to it and, like, started to, I, just nudged a little with my foot to make sure it wasn't gonna, to make
Mhm.
sure it was, like, really dead. And as I did, I glanced up because I had 2 eyeballs that were alive looking at me, and it was another one of the deer, just, like, 15 yards away, dude. And I was just like, "Oh, don't look at me." Like, it just, again, drove the stake deeper of the heartbreak, right, dude? I'm like so I just, start crying. I take my glove off, and I just, like I've done for the past, 2 times I've shot a deer, I just, set my hand on their chest and, close my eyes and just, try to just, literally physically feel whatever I'm feeling. Heat, a really pretty fur, it feels so good, dude. And I always try to notice that there's no more heartbeat
Mm.
and that, I'm responsible for that. Just, feel it, dude. Say that I said, "Thank you." I said, "Thank you." I said, "I'm sorry." I just out loud tried to I don't just tried to connect with what I was feeling, really.
Mm.
And so I did that with the first deer. I just said, thank you, sweet. This is really rich. I think I needed to feel this. I'm so sorry it came at, this cost for you, but also thank you." Just all these things, dude. That's a lot of shit to go through.
Yeah.
And so I got done with that one, and I did the same thing with the other deer. And this I remember the other deer was the one that I shot first, so I watched it, flail. So I have a naturally seeing an animal flailing, I have a story. I'm like, "Oh, that one really suffered more than the one that just dropped." You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I remember, really feeling into, a deep apology for the one that was, flailing when I put my hand on her chest because I was like, "Dude, I'm sorry that played out like that. I wish it wouldn't have. I wish it would have just been, a quick thing." And maybe it, actually was. I don't know actually know your experience, maybe they just, totally black out once they get shot. I don't know.
Mm.
But it was fucking so, so rich, dude. Because then, I get a text from my dad, as I'm, standing there, and I'm like he's like, "What's going?" Because he was just, 100 yards away from me, hunting kinda a different little zone, and he's like, "What's going on over there?" And I said, "I have 2 does down." And he texted back and said, "Great job." And that's, just not at all what I'm feeling. You know what I mean? You feel me? I'm just like, "Wha" it's so jarring, dude. I'm just like, "Dude, that's not how I feel right now. I don't feel like I did a good job, dad." Um,
Yeah.
but it's really yeah, it was a good
Yeah,
experience, bro.
because it's natural though. I mean, in our area, especially shotgun hunting in Iowa, like you get with your buddies, your family, it's a tradition.
Mhm.
You do the push, you do, or if you just
Yeah,
sit, but it's a camaraderie.
it
And then
is.
again, some people, hunters, they aren't aware so much of what's really going on. Like the story you just felt, the
Sure.
same, similar with what I felt.
Yeah,
And it is a good job because, I mean, think about it this way, like, if we didn't have food, I
dude.
mean, that's where hunting originated was from us. Well, not from us, probably the dinosaurs and everything else, but
Sure.
you have to eat. So that's what we're doing
Yeah,
is and same here, like, we used everything, the fur, I mean, everything used, and we make it our own, like the jerky and the sticks,
yeah,
and then food save it, put it in the freezer. So it's like straight up, having that
right.
experiencing, taking its life, then work starts. you know?
Oh my god.
Time to gut them.
Like several hours.
Yeah, time to skin it. Hey, if you wanna make a poet, you're asking about salt. What
Right.
kind of salt, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, and then, I mean, I have drums. Then you can take it and stretch it, you
Oh, do you
know,
really?
and use it as a drum. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
there's deer drums. That's
Okay,
what
right.
we had a, drumming sale here not too long ago, and that's where they come from. So now we're
Mm.
reusing it, and then not only that, like replenishing your body. Usually, when I go deer hunting, I'll take jerky or sticks with me, me and our father-in-law.
Nice.
So it's like, I mean, I don't know if it's kind of asshole-ish, I guess. Like,
Nah.
God, you taste good, you
Yeah,
know?
dude. No.
But no, it's just, I think for me, it brings me closer even to the animal because it's like I'm eating you right now. Thank you for providing for me. Thank you for this experience. I mean, just think of that. Okay. Like you
Yeah.
created that experience with those deer.
Mhm.
Now we're sharing about it. Some people probably like, oh my God, you killed a deer. But some people are maybe on the fence about hunting,
Right.
you know, like hear your story. And it's like, you know, I guess they're right. We did need food. That's the primary reason we're out here.
Right.
And even people that don't eat deer, that are vegetarian or vegan, and they still hunt. I was always like, "Why?" But then you hear their story,
Well,
we're like, "Well, I'm donating this to the poor,
yum.
donating it to a food bank." And
Dude,
it's like,
that's
so there you
great.
go.
Thank you for letting me share that story. That's like,
Dude.
that feels good to like kind of process it a little bit and feel it.
One, feel it. One, even me, man, I was like straight up visualizing. I was there with
Yeah,
you, like
dude.
watching this all happen. And I'm like,
Yes.
dang.
Yeah, man.
But I mean, the comedy, good job. Good
Yeah.
job.
Great job. What?
But that's a natural thing to say. I would say it to my son, you know,
Dude,
if we're hunting together and he takes one and he's happy and,
because it's
you know,
it's
yeah, you're
celebrating.
celebrating, you
We got
know.
calories.
Yes.
We got fucking calories. And like,
Yeah.
it's a cool experience for me and my dad to go to the same field and for him to hear my
The
12
shot.
gauge.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because he's just, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's a cool, we are so allowed to celebrate that.
Yes.
We so are.
It is. I mean, even think about it like, okay, let's go back 200 years now. And now let's just play that story.
Hmm.
The same exact story you just laid out here for everybody.
Sure.
Now rewind 200 years ago. Now that story happens 200 years ago and the times are different. That is like, I mean, you're getting praise from the whole
Oh,
village.
sure.
Like he just shot 2 deer. We got
Do you,
food
yeah.
for months now.
Right. Like,
You
yeah.
know, we're gonna be eating good
Sure.
where
When there was teepees.
yeah, and it's winter, there's snow, there's no greens, there's no vegetation. So winter, I mean, that's when people lost a lot of weight, you know, because you weren't eating as much. Well, you're not burning as many calories either.
Mm.
But then your dad's like, "Good job."
Yeah.
You know, and again, 200 years ago, you're getting celebrated probably like a king.
Right.
Like, yeah, we got food.
Right.
And now, I mean, even, yeah, like I said, and I still think, I hope my sons, you know, that's why I'm teaching them hunting.
Mm.
I think it's a very, very important skill to
Dude.
have. And then just, again, when you develop an emotional aspect to that animal and to that
Ah.
experience, it's a game changer. Because now when you eat that food,
Mm.
it's like, God, you
Oh,
taste so good right
bro.
now.
Right.
You know, and it's like, I harvested this. It's like gardening, like
Mm.
putting a seed into
Nice.
the ground,
Yeah.
but putting a seed in the ground, watching it grow, then putting that into your body. And it's like,
Hell yeah.
dang. We were trying to figure out how to approach this, but uh, amazing story back on food and with nature, I think is this theme we're going right now.
Yeah.
Food and nature and good conversations.
Yeah, boy.
I was going through a rough patch in my life in the beginning of my awakening. And Opie, we really wanted to connect with Mother Nature and go places and see things. And Opie was my guide, facilitator while we were, you know, I was going through this rough patch.
Mm.
And we were walking through the woods, got settled down in the woods. And I look at Opie and he's hungry and he has a backpack and he pulls out an apple and he's sitting next to like on the ground. This is springtime, April,
Mm.
freezing. The ground, the frost is coming out of the ground, so you can literally like just feel the moist
Yeah.
dirt, earth.
Yeah, dude.
You know, like the experience was unreal. But anyways, Opie, pulls this apple out, and he's eating this apple. And at this point, I'm like, I can't help but picture you as Jesus. And like, I just, even though you're bald right now and you got red hair and you're white as shit.
Yeah.
But Jesus, I'm looking at Jesus right now, eat this apple. And he's like, do you want a bite? Are you hungry? And I'm like, no, I'm good. And I was mesmerized, bro, in watching you eat this apple. Like I could feel the juices coming out of it when you bit into it. And then
Oh,
it was going inside of your body and it was like replenishing and renourishing like your cells. I could feel that inside of you.
yeah.
And this guy, when his last bite's done, well, let me back up. So he eats an apple like opposite of how normal, I would say you normally eat an apple. You usually go horizontally around the core. This guy's eating it like
Oh,
vertically
yeah, I do
up
that.
and down with the core. If you can see that picture I just painted,
Yeah.
y'all. It's I was like, what? So I was confused there. And then he finishes it and he's like getting down to the core of the apple and he grabs the stem of the apple and like just munches it down to nothing except the stem and saves the seeds. The seeds are in your hand, and again, the ground, the frost was coming out. It was almost steaming, and you stick the seeds in the ground. And I'm watching this, and you take the dirt and make a little like a volcano dome on it, and like pat it down and really like push it
Mm.
into the earth. And at that moment, I was like, it was just like that deer story. I'm like, okay, he had that apple from that tree. It nourished his body. He then took the seeds, put it back into the forest, into Mother Earth. So now it can grow new apple trees and to replenish, who
Mhm.
knows, maybe me and you 50 years from now.
Right.
You know?
Dude,
Like it was the most beautiful,
nice. You were in it.
beautiful apple story.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
Dude,
nice.
that is like unreal. I've never seen somebody do that. And that's where I'm saying, as far as like you being connected to the earth and to these animals and creatures at the moment, the feeling,
Oh, yeah.
you do stuff like that and you notice it
Mm.
and it just makes the experience
It does.
so much
It
better.
totally colors it.
Yeah.
Like just with fucking juicy, bright colors.
Painting it, man.
Yeah. Nice. I didn't
Yeah.
realize that was such a big moment for you. I'm like
Yeah.
totally touched to hear that. Mm.
Just like even this podcast. Like I was asking, a girl was like to me the other day, like, do you enjoy that? And I'm like, yeah, I love talking and I love conversating with certain people about different topics.
Mhm.
And I think it's very, very good for humanity as well to listen to this. There's a lot of value in these words we're saying. I can reach more of a broader world point, versus like me being very individual based healing, just one person at a time. This is
Sure.
like maybe hundreds or thousands of
Oh,
people at
yeah.
one time that we're healing them just by words
Sure,
or
sharing.
training their thought maybe into a
Mm.
different, like the hunter, or the person eating the apple now is like, oh my God, that water going into my gullet and sliding
Sure.
down into
And
my
the sound.
stomach and then it's, I got my shirt dirty because it just spit at me,
Right.
but paying attention to the moment,
Right. Yeah. And you're saying like you're hoping or
I'm hoping, yeah,
but the podcast is a means of like healing,
yeah,
quote unquote healing in that way. Just to
yeah,
inspire people like
yeah, to inspire people.
right.
But then again, this conversation we're having is everything.
Dude, yeah.
And when you get one guest on here or whatever, and you just start firing with each other
Mhm.
and you're building something, you're creating something, it's like there's nothing better than that.
Dude.
And then people get to hate me, whatever. Like, dude, I love that. Or Justin's crazy.
Sure.
Or who's that hot, redheaded, bald looking? I'm gonna eat him up.
Yeah, what?
Get him back on here.
Dude, yes. Yeah. Right. However they take it, man. They're
Yeah.
allowed to everyone's allowed to take it their own way.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah. So there's that, or you could just be like I guess circling back to you and like what fills your cup up.
Mm.
Maybe you play it safe for a little bit or, to there's a reason why you're doing the same thing. Again, I think because you're honing in on one certain area,
Sure.
you're mastering that area to maybe now you go to like, "Oh, I'm gonna be the master of the muscle under the ribs
Mm,
that nobody wants to touch,"
sure.
and you hone in on that,
Right.
and then eventually if do you get bored with that?
With right. Yeah, could. Like, who knows?
Yeah.
It's a good point. Okay, I can appreciate the, like, framework or the, like, verbal framework of, like yeah, like, maybe I'm definitely getting practice at something right now. I am, like, quote, unquote, like, I am on the pursuit towards mastery right now with just, like, the more spa, like, full body connect I'm still certainly practicing connection and, like, noticing when a client, like, kinda jumps off the table when I'm going over something, I'm like, "Oh,
Uh.
what was that? You didn't want me to find that, did you?" Dude, yeah, that reminds me, bro. I had a fucking really sweet moment with a client last month who, it was my first time seeing her. She actually is a regular at this spa. Like she's a local person from my understanding. So she like does come in like I don't know how often, but she comes in regularly. And upon looking at her intake form, I was like, holy shit, there's like a lot. There's like a lot of like scoliosis.
Ailments.
Yeah, meds. Yes, thank you. Meds listed for
Mm.
like mental illness and this kind of thing. So I was like, which is which surprised me just because A of her age, actually. She was like in her late 20s, I think, if I remember correctly. And B, because I was just like, in the spa, we just hardly ever get like we don't do medical work. Like
Right.
a lot of people that have a bunch of stuff going on, they go to like like a specialist
Yeah.
massage therapist, a more specialized massage
Not
therapist.
like a spa,
Yeah,
like you're doing.
right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, cool. Like I get her on the table. She said her request for that session was, I just want like overall relaxation. It's been like a crazy week or something. I was like, cool. And I get on the table. I do her like back her posterior chain first. So I do her like back muscle. She's face down first. And then I flip her over like halfway through the session. So she's face up. And I give her a face like an eye mask. And at one point when my elbow is like denuclearizing her IT band, I start to notice her like I visually just like look to my left, which is where her belly is, and it's quivering. And I look up at her face and she's crying. And I'm like, I mean, I didn't like jump off or anything, but I was like, "Hey, my friend, what instant this is crazy. This is my response." I was like, "Hey, my friend, are you wanting like any more or less pressure?" Because I thought I was like
Yeah.
I thought she was like crying in pain. Just for a
Yeah.
moment. No, no, no. It's just been like a really I just had like a lot going on lately. I like am still by the way, like just my elbow's paused now in her thigh. But I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, do you want me to pause or do you want me to kinda keep flowing?" And she's like, "Please keep flowing." And I did, and dude, I was like I was so actually, like, honored to hear her say, "Please keep going,"
Yeah.
because I fucking dropped even deeper into this massage, bro. Um, and just, like, really was tracking on her. I was just pouring in all my focus into
Mhm.
her while also having this sense that I was getting filled. I mean, this is
Yeah.
so sweet
Yeah.
to hold this with somebody, and, um I finished that leg and she, like, stopped crying, and I went to the other one, and she started crying again, dude, like, on this other leg, and, um, I'm just, like, moving really slow and, like, really deep. Maybe not really deep, but, like, deep, slow strokes, bro. I'm talking
Yeah.
just, like, really and I'm, like,
Yeah.
I'm super mentally present too, like, I'm like, "We're gonna move this together. It's fine. I'm
Mhm.
here with you. It's so beautiful." And then, the kinda, like, grand finale, just a moment that was so just a perfect cherry on top was I usually finish when I'm doing, like, a spa session, I usually finish with scalp work
Yeah.
because it just, like, really, like, brings the client into, like, a parasympathetic, very chill state. And, when I'm up at her head, I start to do my, like, kinda normal, like, routine of, like, really digging into, like, the temporalis muscles on your, like, temples and, like, just doing deeper work. Um, but a thought, like, dawned on me because she had, like, kinda slowed down crying at this point that I just happened to notice. And a thought dawned on me. I was like, if my mom or my girlfriend were, like, crying right now, how would I be touching their scalp?
Mhm.
Um, and I shifted my approach a little bit. I just like kind of backed up. And then I literally just did this like super sweet, like soft stuff on her hair. So no muscular work at all is
Yeah.
happening. It's just like really surface level. And she started crying the hardest she had the whole session, dude. And I just felt like I was so like with her in it. Um, and it was so precious. It was just so precious, bro. And filling. And she's like, I'm so sorry I'm doing this. I'm like, dude, I
Yeah.
promise you it is so okay.
That's the only thing that would interest me about massage, like, me learning
Being
it.
able to move
Well,
with that.
because that's what how if I was thinking if I was a massage therapist, that's how I would want to what you just did, that's the
Mm,
experience. That would be my go-to, as far as, like, you're deep into deep body work, and then there's, like, just touching massage, and then there's, like, athletic massaging.
mhm,
Mine would be more, like, releasing stuff and
sure.
emotional massage, like,
Dude.
just touching somebody just right, and you allow them to cry and release whatever they need to release. And then again, you're in them, and I like how you said, "What if this was my mom or my sister? How would I be? Or my
Mm,
girlfriend?" And, like, instantly, I mean, so you
it connected.
had
Dude,
yeah,
it's
that's
cool.
brilliant. That's
Oh,
beautiful. That's some
thank you.
good sauce,
Dude,
man.
isn't it the sauce?
Yeah.
That's some damn Chick-fil-A sauce on some
Ooh.
fucking waffle fries, daddy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, so you would be interested in like somatic. There's a like kind
Yeah.
of a body work new, it's like I think new within the
Somatic.
last decade or two. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somatic like experiencing body work
Yep.
where you like
Yeah, I've thought about it a little. Because it's all really like you're going more at it on the physical side. I'm going at it more as like emotional and spiritual side,
Mm,
deep, like even psychology side, I guess.
sure.
Uh, but just touching somebody, like even when I'm doing Reiki, and I'll notice like it's all energy work and not so much about touching the body, but I'll know like my hands get really hot
Mm,
and I'll touch somebody's body and just in the right spot, and it'll send shivers through their body, and it's just like even that, I'm just
mm,
touching. I'm not massaging or anything, but I'm like,
mhm,
imagine if I just put a little massage or something in there as
sure.
well, you get that experience you're talking about,
Right.
because there's something to be said about touch,
Mm. Oh,
I mean,
dude.
even just holding somebody's hand or hug. Like a hug that's not like a side hug, like, "Oh, here's my side hug,"
Yeah.
or like a hug where you're, like, giving him love, but you hold it, okay? I read somewhere, like, I think it's 20 seconds that you need to hug somebody, and even okay,
For like full oxytocin release or
yes,
something.
and
Yeah.
heart to heart,
Oh
too.
yeah. Heart hugs
Heart
are a little bit
hugs.
different.
They are different,
Arms.
but just doing that, what it does to you and that person, it's like you're tethering to each other and really, like, seeing them and loving them, and it's, like, very Avatar-y, like the
Oh,
tails, like, grabbing each
oh
other.
hell yeah.
That's what a hug is designed to do.
Are the tail wait, are the tails coming together intercourse?
I don't like to think it's like that, no,
It's
'cause it's
sexual though, isn't it, in the Avatar movie?
it is, but they're becoming one because remember when he hooks up to the dragon. And, like,
Oh, okay,
ties
they
in, so
do.
he has full
Okay, so it's
control over the dragon now, so his consciousness is the dragon's
okay,
consciousness,
right.
or the flower, wow, the tree to get the memories,
Sure,
you
okay. Thank
know?
you for so it's not just
Yeah.
strictly sexual.
No, I
Got that.
think it's more like tantra,
Sure.
not like actually having sex, but
Mm,
more like foreplay and fornicating
sure.
and,
Yeah, okay, yeah. Fornication.
fornication.
It's like a doctor. Um, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so Avatar, let's see.
Anything you wanna dive into while we got these puppies out?
Yeah. But I'm learning music theory from Bryce. You know what music theory is?
Mm-mm.
Music theory, I tell some people, like when people don't know, like don't really like know what I'm talking about. Music theory, dude, is like, I refer to it as, and Bryce corrected me on this. He's like, it's not really like that. It'd be a different analogy, but this is the best one I have for right now. I can't remember what he said. My analogy for music theory is that music theory is like the nuts and bolts of music. It's like it's like at least the way I'm learning it from Bryce is I'm learning like the how and why the space between certain notes invites an emotion into our bodies, like into our minds.
The in between.
Yeah, dude, he, yeah. When Bryce first started teaching me music theory, the literal first lesson we ever did, I was in tears because he philosophically described to me how real music isn't the notes themselves; it's what's between the notes. It's the space, dude. It's like it's the fucking, it's what happens from point A to point B. It's in between, where like after we hear like somebody pluck a C major or whatever, um, once that like E strikes, we'll feel whatever we're gonna feel. Like it's when the next note, dude. It's like so yeah. That's been really fun. Is
Yeah, the
exploring.
in between, uh, I gotta say, when
Mhm.
you were saying it was between A and B, so you have A and then that line space, and then B. So that line and space is the journey.
Mm.
That's the journey. We're all looking to get to this B, to the destination, but what we're missing is the
Yeah,
space,
dude.
the in between, the
Sure.
journey,
Right.
and that, like Bryce says, and that's why you cried. That's what it's all about.
Fuck yeah.
It's not about what you're hearing, it's about what you're feeling and noticing before you're hearing.
We could branch, dude. We could branch off onto so many beautiful philosophical things from that point of like of the yeah, the root being
So are you
the in
learning or
between.
do you know the chord? Are you're playing banjo or guitar?
I now own a banjo, ukulele, and a acoustic guitar
Yeah.
because like music theory is like at least the version that I'm learning, I should say, is like it applies to all stringed instruments. I'm
Yeah.
literally like I am learning. This might be a better way for me to put it.
Well,
Actually,
isn't banjo 5 strings?
hmm
Yeah,
yeah, and a uke is 4.
right, so you go
Anything
6 to 5 to 4, and what is your, girlfriend's,
cello is like I think 4,
is it 4?
and it might
Yeah,
be 5. But dude, so what I'm learning, bro, is not um what I'm learning is not like how to play other people's songs that have
yeah,
already been made. And like that conversation has like already been had per se. I'm learning how to be on any. Can I grab this real quick
yeah,
for
yeah,
visual?
yeah, yeah, we're
I'm learning, dude, how to be anywhere, like on any note, on any fret, on any stringed instrument,
mhm,
and then know what this one is going to make me. If I go from point A to point B, like I'm learning like how to predict and know where I'm going before I go there. So
mhm,
I can like really make like a conscious choice and say, well, this is what I want to say next.
uh,
Like do you know what I'm saying, dude?
yeah, I do.
Oh, it's so fucking cool.
Deep,
Oh,
it
it's been
is.
so cool to learn that. Dude, quick question.
Yeah,
That's related to this for sure,
yeah,
but a different direction. Do you ever have a sense I've gotten this like a lot, especially when I first started like my like quote unquote spiritual journey.
mhm,
I would get lost. I would feel lost a lot in like in thinking. I was just like always thinking about things from a philosophical perspective and always literally trying to talk out loud about them philosophically. And that like literally felt ungrounding.
mhm.
Have you ever experienced that where you've been like, can I just eat this fucking apple?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Have you ever experienced that?
yeah, where there's too much noise. Right, because we could have the same dog and your dog dies, my dog dies, and you're freaking wrecked. You're crying, you can't get out of bed, you're not eating,
Hmm.
and I'm out, watching Happy Days and having ice cream and, taking a shit reading the newspaper, and they're playing with the butterflies out in the
Yeah,
yard,
dude. Yeah. Yeah.
and it's not like that dog didn't mean something to me. I shifted my
Sure.
frequency and consciousness to a different channel
Mm,
to where now my reality is my reality. I
sure.
could be in your reality. And, I think with grief or anything like that, or just again, in the beginning of this conversation, we were talking, you see things differently than I see.
Mm,
No different than how many ever listeners that listen to this podcast. they're seeing details and feeling things not any which way the same because we are all such unique individuals. So, that being said, I mean, 8 billion people live on Earth right now. Think about how many different realities
Yeah.
are on Earth right now because we're all different. And you're experiencing something different. I'm experiencing something different.
Right.
That's what I'm saying is you can only get so far reading and with
Mm.
the mind, but when you put feeling behind it, emotion, it's a whole different ball game, you
Mm.
know? Like you have Michael Jackson is the best pop singer, the king of pop,
Right.
you know? And then you could have like Justin Bieber. Yeah, he's good, he's okay, but he's not even on the same playing field as Michael
Sure,
Jackson.
right, yeah.
You know, because what's he doing? He's bringing emotion. He's doing the moonwalk. He's dressing flamboyant. He's weird.
Yeah,
You know, he is bringing the whole package to the show.
sure. In his very own
Yeah,
and it's almost, like, unfair to compare the 2,
it is.
Bieber and
Right.
Jackson.
But he figured out how to connect.
Sure.
That's what I'm saying. And that's what you're
With
doing.
himself.
You know? Yeah, we're figuring out how to connect.
Mm.
You're starting to understand who is Blake Thomas, who is Justin. I am too, who is Justin Klein. We're figuring out what lane we're in,
Mm.
and now we're picking that side and we're really embracing it and we're knowing
Mm.
you know it, you know, and you're
Right.
creating it, you're feeling it.
Dude, hell yeah, okay.
Yeah. What do you think?
I feel complete.
You feel complete?
Yeah.
We went some places here
Yeah.
and there.
Deer
And,
hunting.
I guess we'll probably be doing this again. I think every time you're in
I
Iowa,
would love to.
actually, you come up here and we hit a quick little hour and a half show.
Dude, yes.
Alright.
That's great.
Alright, guys. Thanks for tuning into today's episode. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. And remember, hit the like and subscribe button. And if you have any questions or anything, don't hesitate, reach out to us.